In the heart of the Kingdom of Elverin, where roses bloomed even in winter, there lived a princess named Elara, known for her grace and wisdom. Elara held a secret or promise she had made at her mother's deathbed, to marry only for the good of the kingdom, never for love. She wore that promise like a crown heavy, unbreakable. Elara single quotes his father, King Aldrich, had already begun choosing suitors, princes from foreign lands, knights with gold-stained swords, men with power but empty hearts. But Elara's heart beat for someone else. His name was Kael, an artist who painted in the quiet alleyways of the capital. He was a commoner, born of no title, raised by no fortune, and yet, every stroke of his brush told a story truer than the words of any nobleman. They met in secret, in the royal greenhouse. She would come disguised as a servant, he unaware of her real identity, till one rainy night, the truth spilled with tears and thunder. "You're the princess," Kael whispered, stepping back. "I am," she replied. "But before you walk away, hear the rest. I'm also a prisoner of a promise." They sat in silence, the rain dancing on the glass above them. "I don't want to take you from your duties," he said gently, "but I also can't pretend I don't love you. I don't want to choose between my heart and my people," she confessed. And so, they made their own silent promise. No words, no vows, just a look, a shared breath, a feeling that no kingdom could steal. The seasons changed. The palace prepared for her engagement to Prince Alaric of Thornvale, a political match to unite to war-threatened lands. It was to be announced on the day of the spring festival. Kael painted one last portrait for her before leaving the city. It showed her standing in front of a broken wall, behind her a wild garden, free, alive. "This is how I see you," he said, "not as a princess trapped, but as a woman reborn." She cried as he kissed her forehead and walked away. That night, she didn't sleep. The day of the festival arrived. Thousands filled the courtyard. The king raised his hand, calling for silence. Elara stood beside Prince Alaric, her face calm, her eyes elsewhere, but before the announcement could begin, a guard stormed in, whispering something into the king's ear. "A fire in the South District," the king announced. "The painters' quarters are burning." Elara froze. Without thinking, she stepped down from the stage, dropped her crown, and ran through the crowd, through the gates, into the smoke. She found him. Kael collapsed beside his burning studio, his hands blackened with soot, but alive. "Why did you come?" he asked, coughing. "Because I broke the promise," she said, lifting him into her arms. "And I've never felt freer." That night, the kingdom didn't see a princess who disobeyed. They saw a woman who chose truth over tradition. The king, moved by her courage, called off the engagement. "Elara has reminded us," he declared, "that peace built on lies will crumble, but love, rooted in honesty, that will reign forever." Years passed. Elara and Kael married not as princess and painter, but as equals. The garden in his painting was built in real life. They named it the Promise Garden, or place for lovers, poets, dreamers, and all those brave enough to choose their heart over fear. And every year, during the spring festival, they shared their story with the kingdom, not with grand speeches, but with a single moment of silence. Their way of remembering the vow that started it all. The silent promise.